In New Zealand, most growers rely heavily on honeybees for pollination. Now, honeybees aren't always the best pollinator. Sometimes they're attracted to other crops, and sometimes they just don't move pollen very effectively. So this project, what we're trying to do is develop a new managed pollinator. This is a fly species that's been shown to be an efficient pollinator of vegetable seed crops. It moves pollen really well. And one of the other beneficial aspects of this insect is that it's got a simple life cycle. So that means that it will feed on organic material such as grass or effluent, a whole range of vegetable products in water, in a watery solution. And the larvae go through a quick life cycle and we can potentially mass rear them. So that means that farmers can actually use a whole new simple to use technique that's cheap and easy and develop large numbers of pollinators that are going to be very efficient pollinators on their hybrid seed crops at this stage, potentially other crops in the future. This is the first year of this project. So what we've set up in two fields, in a radish field and on the edge of a carrot field, are trenches. They're roughly 6 metres long by 60 centimetres deep. In these trenches we've put baleage in water, and in other trenches we've put effluent in water. So what we're doing is monitoring the development of larvae in those trenches. So the drone flies themselves came along and laid their eggs in the trenches, and then we're following the development of those larvae through. So getting an idea of what sort of numbers we can rear through those trenches, and also numbers within the crops. So we're also surveying the crops as well. Along with the trenches, we're also looking at smaller scale boxes that have different types of vegetation in them with water, and we're looking at whether there's any that develop more larvae than others, so that we can go to the farmer and say the best vegetation you can use to rear them are these products, and then the numbers that you might expect. So that will allow us to calculate, well, how many do we actually need in the future, and we can run more larger scale projects over the next 2 years. Drone flies are actually found around the world, so there's potential that if this technique works, it could actually be used on a larger scale beyond New Zealand. And we also have native species that have similar life cycles, so there's potential to actually, in the future, manage more than just one species using similar techniques.